Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Pert.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things we're talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Poet. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. He'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. They'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause it's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We
It's
have
time
arrived.
to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We
It's
have
time to
arrived.
demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand
First
the
Contact
truth.
Radio. We have arrived. There we go. Good morning, Earthlings. Always better if I have the sound turned up and you can hear me talking. So how you doing? Did you have a good weekend? I did. Nice relaxing weekend. Ready for the new week. So what do we got to deal with? Today we're at the 27th. Sun sign is in Aquarius. Moon sign is transitioning from Sagittarius to Capricorn. It makes that transition complete at 11:04 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So over the course of today, we have a Sagittarian moon. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's all about truthfulness. It's all about higher education and higher learning. The Sagittarian is the archer, which shoots the arrow of truth. So there's this idea of truthfulness coming up from our unconscious that we've been dealing with, trying to find the truthfulness of things. And as we move into this evening, later this night, we move into Capricorn, which becomes a earth sign. So we go from the fire sign to the earth sign, the practicality of what's going on. Current moon phase is waning 15%, so we're almost back down to a new moon again. You can see that it said this: in the dawn of tomorrow morning sky, make a point to look into the southwest to catch Venus with the waning crescent moon to its right, as shown at the lower right. Alright, we'll probably go down here. Anyway, that's what's going on in the sky tomorrow. It said just coming out of Sunday, it said this was the frigid time of year when the Little Dipper, mostly dim, hangs straight down from Polaris shortly after dark. So there's something to look up for. Over in the Mayan Oracle, we're at 11-tone day, which is called the tone of dissolution, or the tone of liberation. We have the symbols around it today are the dog, which is about love, loyalty. Storm, which is the challenge energy for today, which is about gathering the energy within ourselves before we send it out. The hidden power is our ability to use our free will. And then the symbol for today and the guide for today, both the same, are the moon. So it's the moon guided by the moon. Spectral moon when we add in the tone for today. We can see our positioning in the wave spell here. Just about to the end of this period of time, this 13-day wave spell. The phrase for today is: I dissolve in order to purify, releasing flow. I seal the process of universal water with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power doubled. You can see our date on the Zolkin, the long count. Today is at 3 Ish, 7 Pox on the Hob. Over at space weather, solar wind is currently at 332.6 kilometers per second. Planetary K-index is in the quiet range. Nothing much in the way of coronal holes that we could see here. And possibility for M-class is at 20%. However, it's going to jump up in the next 24 hours, 35%, while X-class goes from 1 to 5. So we'll have some possible activity coming from the sun. Geomagnetic storm activity is pretty low, as you can see here. I thought I'd show you this chart here today. This is called the RSOE. This is a chart. It's a worldwide chart. It says Emergency and Disaster Information Services. And you can, not only do you have the map of what's going on, But if you scroll down, you find that you have all detailed information about what's going on in all of these areas. So kind of look at the top part of the map first, kind of see what you want. You look and see what this is, and it will tell you when you click on it. So 1.5, Borrego Springs, California. And for more information, you can just look down here. They have things set up here by the recent events. Then you go to do short time events. You've got long time or rolling events. Move on down yet, and we go to death of animals. Let's see what's going on there. Earthquakes. And as we get to the bottom, we also have meteors, fireballs, a lot of earthquakes around the world you could see. You can see down in South America, they're getting hit with some big ones, 5-pointers. And a 5.4 in Europe, 5.1 in the Pacific Ocean West, out by the Philippines. A lot of earthquakes today. I've seen these maps with earthquakes, but this is a lot of earthquakes today. Then, of course, you got the tsunami warnings underneath it, volcanoes. Super volcanoes. Some of these haven't gone off in a long while. Hopefully they won't. And then the near-Earth objects that are out there. So lots of information, a lot of information at this page, RSOE, so to keep on top of the latest, what's going on. And here's one more good link for checking out the sky. This is called the All Sky Cam. You can see there's sky cams all around the place, all around the world. And so all you got to do is you pick your sky cam, you click on it, and there you go. It's going to pull up that area. You're going to get a look at the sky. It shows you your direction so you know which way you're looking. And here's an image from San Diego Astronomy Association club site in Tierra del Sol, California. Okay, so this is pretty cool to go and look at different places in the sky, see what's going on up there. All right, I want to see what's going on in Trenton. There you go. Alright, so there's just some interesting things to look at what's going on with the weather today. That's it. UFO News is up next. Stay tuned.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
Alright, Dirk. Thank you very much. Let's jump over to today. I've got a bunch of stories ready to go. Alright, story number 1. This is a huge flying saucer photographed over Hamtramck, Michigan. This comes to us on the 15th of January. Object in question, it's a pretty good shot. Whatever's going on there, it looks like a reflection in a window here of, is this a reflection in a dorm room maybe of by the University of Michigan? Don't know. This interesting photo of a huge dish-shaped UFO hovering in the sky above Hamtramck in Michigan was taken on Wednesday the 15th. During the evening just before the large snowstorm hit Detroit, I witnessed this object from my upstairs south window. It appeared over the houses. I managed to take a picture with my eye touched, looked down to check my picture. It was gone. I looked into the reflection of my hat, and you can see in the window. Alright, so there you go. Oh, it's the reflection of his hat. That's what that is. Alright, so there's the image in the sky. That's a pretty good sized ship, if indeed that's what that is. Alright, let's move on from Michigan over to the space station. Another object up there. There's a UFO right here. And right there as well. This is a very unusual catch at the ISS. Street Cap 1 of YouTube not only caught a long white light near the ISS, but also, as it shot off, stopped and then shot off again. The guy has eyes of an eagle to catch this UFO. Alright, let's check this out. There it is right there. It's going to take off. Video itself is only 49 seconds in length. Right there, and he says it's going to take off any time apparently. Still see it there. Still looking at it. There it's gone. Oh, there it is up there. It does move pretty quick. Alright, so that's a good shot there from Street Cap 1. Alright, up on EROS. There's a potential object right here. Mining on Asteroid EROS found by NASA near Spacecraft. This was recent news coming to us from photojournal.jpl is the picture. Yes, we have reported this last year, however, it never got enough attention. This is a significant discovery, and one that makes us suspect companies on Earth that want to do asteroid mining may only want alien tech on it. EROS Video 1. The series will focus on the asteroid EROS and its amazing features such as a small celestial object. From the near spacecraft images, I found many structures and what look like to be remnants of an ancient mining operation on the asteroid. I'm starting with the most famous of the pictures that made a PIA numbered picture. Please stay tuned for upcoming EROS videos. Much love to you all. Please let me know what you think. As always, I provide a link. There's our object in question. Alright, so it's a 5-minute, 22-second video. And this is a good description Scott is giving about where to go and look up all this information. But that's pretty cool. So he claims this is a mining operation that's being done here. Alright. So the link will be available so you can check it out. Alright, let's move on from here. This is over Surprise, California. New footage of two unidentified flying objects hovering in the sky above Surprise, Arizona, reported on the 24th. I was going to pick up dinner at a pizza place on Greenway and Reams in Surprise. Traveling north, I noticed two stationary dark objects in the northeast of my location. 3 or 4 more objects appears, and I first thought it might be F-35s heading to Luke Air Force Base in Glendale or helicopters. I decided to head northeast and noticed that there were now 3 objects, 2 high and just in the mountaintops. The others vanished, and there were only 3 in the sky. I grabbed my phone while I was talking to a friend and took some pictures and a video. When I parked at the 142nd Avenue in Statler, right by the Surprise City Hall, the main objects remained pretty much stationary, but one object to the left of the main was quite low to the ground. I left the area to pick up my food, and when I left at 4:45 p.m., the objects were gone from my view. I continued to check the whole sky on my way home, and there was no sign of anything. Alright, so that's a pretty good shot right there. Captured on the way to pick up some pizza. See, you never know when you're going to have a sighting. Alright, moving on from there. Now we're going to go over to Florida. This is a huge UFO over Bova Beach, Florida. South Pavilion. A startled couple were shocked to witness a bright disk come from the sea and ascending over Bova Beach, South Pavilion, Florida. Recording the event which is short. A couple of reactions were that of being starstruck. The footage is short, but clearly a distant object is there and out is seen. It resembles nothing of earthly aircraft. There you go. So there we go. Look at this object. It came out of the supposedly came out of the water, and very interesting indeed. All right, so check that out. See what you think. Here we have over Japan, sighting that got 1 million views. UFO sighting in Japan caused a sensation. The video below received more than 1 million views in less than 2 days. The details of this sighting were published in the Okinawa Times, which you can read. It says around 9 p.m. January 23rd, the light of the mystery of the multiple appeared in the Naha sky. Experts say not considered to be astronomical phenomena. According to the witnesses, a plurality of light appeared in the sky near the Naha port of Naha Tondo town. Repeatedly move up and down, left, right. About 15 minutes later, it was all gone. There it is, right there. Well, that's a pretty good size object. Pretty good sighting indeed. It obviously makes some sort of change because it's different in the picture. We got 2 big ones there. Unless that's part of one big object. It's pretty amazing. So obviously they're not trying to hide themselves. Alright, then let's go to one more story for today. This one is amazing lights above Brazil. This is new video footage of a strange UFO sighting recorded by Emmanuel Uza, the night sky above Brazil on the 24th of January. 6-minute video. You see strange light that is changing its shape while descending. Okay. Oh yeah, very interesting. Look at how it does that. It's a very interesting looking one indeed. Does appear to I don't think I've seen one that looks like this before. Have you? This is quite interesting. And there you have it. That's our UFO news for today. I'll be back in just a bit with a little bit more news. Stay tuned.
Come into our circle, Great Spirit. Fill our souls with peace.
Great Spirit, show us the
So, a lot of interesting things going on in the world these days. And if you look at history, you find out that there's been the same sort of things going on over and over and over again. That's what I've come to learn. You see, every day we wake up and every day we go through life and we we do things just to get by, and the day ends and then we repeat the same process over and over. And it seems that most people that are out there want to have good times, a good day. They want to share love with their friends, their family. They want to be able to enjoy life. Unfortunately, there seems to be a faction of life that is greedy. And this greedy side seems to affect everybody else because the greedy ones seem to be the ones in power in a variety of positions, not just political, but in a variety of positions of power around the world. And so because of that, we find ourselves in a very precarious situation these days. People seem to be led around by the information that is put out there, by the commercials, by the programming. And, well, there is a good portion of society that is moving along just unaware of all of this. There is a portion that is paying attention, that is seeing what's going on. You're seeing what's going on. You're seeing behind the veil. There's many alternative networks that are popping up with information, and question is, where's it all going? Where is it all going? That's the big question for me. Is this, because when you look back, you could see that in the 60s they were complaining about the same things they're complaining about now. In the 70s and 80s, 90s, it's been one continual problem after another. So do we just keep chasing our tail because there's another terrorist threat, or because there's another news story that talks about some fear, or do we stop and pay attention to something else? And I think that's the important part. Because when we read through the books of prophecy, when we listen to channeled messages from a variety of sources, when we read about what our destiny is about, we all see that we're coming to a point in time where people have to rise, where we have to remove the shackles that we're on, and we have to do it on our own. I'm not saying that there isn't going to be any outside help, but we need to also be able to do things on our own. Sometimes when everything's given to us so easily and we don't have to work for it, sometimes we don't appreciate that. And there seems to be a necessity to appreciate what's going on in life a little bit more for all of us. Because if we do, then things will be better. So as we look at the world, as we look at life, and we look at all that's taking place, we can either focus on all of the negative stuff that we hear that's out there, or we could focus on the positive. And I think the positive, in terms of everything that I've been hearing and talking about, is the way to go. Because we create our vision of the future through the visions that we have. And if we imagine the good things we want to have, then we'll create the good, right? If we think of the bad things, we create the bad. So all we have to do is find a way to keep focusing on the good. We need to be aware of what's going on out there at the bad stuff to some degree or another, but we don't want to get caught up in it, because it's real easy to get caught up. Turn on the news, bad stories. It's easy to get caught up in those, especially when they repeat them over and over. So we just need to be strong amongst ourselves, my friends. That's the whole thing that I'm realizing, that we are living on this earth, and we are moving through this in spite of all of the challenges that are taking place, in spite of all of the corruptions that are out there. We still are making our way through this life from day to day. And if we listen to the words that are out there from the teachers, the masters, those who came before us, we find our way through it. And I think that's where we define our character, as we make our way through the problems and challenges. Because it seems like there's a lot that needs to be done to remove all of the problems and challenges. And is everything going to get done to take care of all those? I don't know. But I know individually we can all make a change And if we all individually change, that will change the group. And if the group changes, well, that changes everything. So it all goes back to the individual, what we can do. What we can do. And as long as we keep talking, as long as we keep sharing the information we have, we're going to be doing all right. Going to be doing all right. Now, we do see some progress in the world as far as open-minded thinking. We see a couple of states here in America that have legalized the marijuana. The marijuana itself, called hemp, often had other uses. It wasn't always about smoking the hemp, smoking the marijuana. During the time when the founding fathers were around, you had to grow it. It was a cash crop. It was a crop that was used to make things that were very useful for humanity. Clothes, the Revolutionary soldiers wore uniforms that were made out of hemp fibers. The American flag that Betsy Ross sewed was out of hemp. The Declaration and the Constitution were written on hemp. Rope for the ships was made out of hemp. It was part of nutritional products. It was something that was really looked at as a very important plant, something that was useful. Well, in our society, we know that things have changed quite drastically, and the reasons might not be exactly why people think. People think that marijuana is illegal because it is something that the government doesn't want you smoking. Well, yes or no, but maybe it's more than that. See, the main reason why has to do with business. It has to do with the paper companies. Because the hemp product is a product that's a renewable product. You grow it, comes to maturity, cut it down, you process it, you can make whatever you want out of it, and it grows back again in a short period of time. Unlike trees, which you have to grow for years and then cut them down. So it's much better for the environment. The products that come out of it, the paper products, the materials are much better. So I think it's something that we really need to consider the uses of. And here, from a business standpoint, we could see in this article, this kind of confirms the point, what I was saying here. Because now that marijuana has become legal in 2 states, Phillip Morris, cigarette maker, is now going to introduce the cigarette. Because, as always been thought, marijuana would be legal once the government found a way that they can make money off of it. Because right now they make tons of money off the black market. Okay? If we don't know now, and if we can't accept and understand that the governments are making money off of drugs, then I think we're being naive. So this here is something now that could be a game changer, because as different states have this and start to look at what can be benefited from this, we might start finding different ways to bring cash into our economies. It says Phillip Morris, the world's biggest cigarette producer, announced today that they will join the marijuana legalization bandwagon and start producing marijuana cigarettes. Marketed under the brand Marlboro M, the cigarettes will be made available for sale through marijuana licensed outlets in the state of Colorado, the state of Washington, when it becomes commercially legal later that year. Sefrin Noack, Phillip Morris Senior Vice President for Marketing, said in an interview that the company has been high in the idea of marketing cannabis and has been monitoring the market for some time. It was only when the recent legalization initiatives winning in Colorado and Washington that they finally made the decision to take a leap. Noack added that they have begun contracting former drug lords in Mexico and Paraguay, currently the largest marijuana producing countries in the world, for the possibility of setting up a distribution ring across North and South America continents to streamline the supply lines. Since only tobacco products are currently banned in advertisements and promotions in the United States, Phillip Morris has also set aside a huge $15 billion advertising budget just to promote the new Marlboro M, and are now negotiating with major networks and publishers to start marketing the product to consumers in the beginning of 2015. Noack also revealed that the big initial push is planned around January next year, and have acquired most of the ad airtime for the Super Bowl next year. However, since the marijuana will be legal only in Colorado and Washington during the 2015 Super Bowl, All the ads will be blacked out of all the other states and will only show the M logo with the smoke blowing in the background for the duration of the ad. Philip Morris shares hit an all-time high in the marijuana news and shot up from $998 to $998 from $83.03 just a few hours after the announcement went public. So obviously we'll see how this goes, but the government's now going to step in and be involved much more with the at least the tobacco industry, with the regulation of marijuana and putting it out there. Eventually I think all states are going to go this way, because once we understand what this can do for our economy, once we realize that it's not just for smoking, that it's actually for many other beneficial things that we can use it for, I think that we're going to realize it's a no-brainer. I mean, look, in Colorado, they sold out in one day, right? Was it one day? It's pretty good. It's going to really boost the economy there. And I know that in California, you know, from what I hear of the people that are running the dispensaries, that they're making money hand over fist. So, very interesting, very interesting. All right, let's move along to this next article here. This has to do with our memories. Mind Unleashed. Uncover your true potential. Scientists have found that memories may be passed down through generations in our DNA. New research from the Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta has shown that it is possible for some information to be inherited biologically through chemical changes that occur in DNA. During the test, they learned that mice can pass on learned information about traumatic or stressful experiences, in this case, the fear of the smell of cherry blossom, or subsequent generations. According to Telegraph, Dr. Brian Diaz from the Department of Psychiatry at Emory University said, from a translational perspective, our results allow us to appreciate how the experiences of a patient before even conceiving offspring markedly influence both structure and function in the nervous system of subsequent generations. Such a phenomenon may contribute to the etymology and potential intergenerational transmission of risk for neuropsychiatric disorders such as phobias, anxieties, and post-traumatic stress disorder. This suggests that experiences are somehow transferred from the brain into the genome, allowing them to be passed on to later generations. The researchers now hope to carry out further work to understand how the information comes to be stored on the DNA in the first place. They also want to explore whether similar genes can be seen in the genes of humans. Professor Marcus Pembry, a pediatric geneticist at the University College London, said the work provided compelling evidence for the biological transmission of memory. He added, it addresses constitutional fearfulness and is a high relevant phobias, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorders, plus the controversial subject of transmission of the memory of ancestral experience down the generations. It is high time public health officials took human transgenerational responses seriously. I suspect we will not understand the rise in neuropsychiatric disorders or obesity, diabetes, and metabolic distributions generally without taking a multi-generational approach. Professor Wolf-Rieck, head of the epigenetics at the Barbaham Institute in Cambridge, said further work was needed before such results could be applied to humans. These types of results are encouraging as they suggest that transgenerational inheritance exists and is mediated by epigenetics, but more careful mechanic study of animal models is needed before extrapolating such findings to humans. May our DNA also carry spiritual and cosmic memories down in genes from our ancestors? Good question. I say yes. So, very good. So it just shows how life passes itself on, and we go from lifetime to lifetime, and those memories are in us, but we only have memories that are going to serve us. Excuse me for a second. Let me jump over here. There we go. All right, this story is called The Science of Positive Manifestation. Says, are you the type of person that starts the day off with a smile? Have you always wanted to be like that person who always seemed to be in good mood? Knowing how the brain works biologically can help you understand why it is so hard to change feelings of depression, sadness, or anything other than joy. Many people have been struggling with the positivity their whole lives. As negative emotions arise, they know that these emotions must be transmuted into joy in order to raise the vibration. But sometimes the struggle seems almost impossible. The law of attraction states that what you think, you will create. A deeper understanding of why this law works lies in the chemistry of the brain and how your heart and brain interact with each other. The heart and the brain send signals to each other all the time. One misnomer is that the brain runs the show, but the truth is that the heart is the epicenter of creation. While voluntary muscles get signals from the brain, the heart, which is an involuntary muscle, actually runs the show from behind the curtain. Your heart generates neuropeptides, which are small protein-like molecules used by the neurons to communicate with each other. These neuropeptides are the food that your brain uses to create your reality, and this creates an emotion or energy that reflects the state of being of these neuropeptides. The emotions produce a physical feeling in the body that originates from the neuropeptides that have been pumped into your bloodstream from your heart. Your heart tells your brain how to react and what to do. The brain cells have receptors and are created to assimilate the food, neuropeptides they receive. These receptors are formed to accept the food that are used to that kind of food. You are therefore used to those kind of emotions created by that kind of food. Every second, millions of brain cells die off and new ones are birthed. If you change the type of food that feeds your brain can create new transmitters that fit that new food. The old neurotransmitters die off and the new transmitters are created. It gets addicted to the new transmitters, which can create positive feelings. In summary, positive thinking can produce positive energy in motion that can trick the brain into producing the receivers to create a positive reality. It says push the easy button to help you get through the hardest times of transmutation. Here's some simple tricks for your brain. 1. Meditate. You will find this at the top of any spiritual how-to-do list. There is no substitute for going within the heart center on the spiritual path. 2. Fall in love. Being in love is the best way to be in joy. 3. Listen to uplifting music. Anything that makes you feel good inside is acceptable, no matter what other people think. 4 is laugh. Get together with positive friends and have a good time, or even watch a sitcom that makes you laugh out loud. Every now and then, TV can be used as a tool. Watch a hilariously funny movie and enjoy some organic popcorn. 5. Smile. Try turning the edges of your mouth up right now and see if you can feel the energy that runs through your body. Try smiling at everyone you run across at the grocery store and see if you can spread the feeling to someone else. Then, in itself, makes you feel good inside. 6. Dance. Dancing gets your endorphins moving. Nothing else. Dance like no one is watching. 7. Sunlight. The sun is our fuel we need to dissolve negativity. If you live in a place that gets little sun, imagine being in the sun or take a vacation to a sunny place. And 8. Reminders. Place sticky notes by your bed so that you can wake up and remind yourself of your goals. Put them in your workplace, in your kitchen, in your bathroom mirror. They can say whatever you want, but a good place to start is I am happy, I am healthy, and I am free. Last, it says if you fall off your horse, it is wise to get back on. It will take practice to erase years of programming, but eventually you will notice that you will feel a little lighter. And even if you fall back into your patterns of negativity, awareness is all it will take you to get back in the other direction. The process is very important to the time that we live in today. While we are transmuting emotions that are patterns of past, future, and present lives steeped in karma. 2013 was a huge year of karma cleansing and creating room in the heart space to integrate more of our light. Whatever we did not take care of in 2013 flowed right over to now. The hardest thing to do is stay positive during this process, but all we can look forward to 2014, a year of joy. Raising your vibration takes work, then is something that will manifest joy. Now is the time to rise above all that is happening in our world. Whether your new views as the observer or as the activist, you can learn how to do it in joy. Joy can be found within your heart center, and until you experience this naturally, you can fall back on tricking your brain to get a shortcut to where you need to be. All right. So very, very interesting and very important to always think positively. That's what we're trying to do here. Have that daily positive dose of information to keep us going. Here's a message for today from the High Council of Orion.
Tuning Fork of Truth channeled ascension message from the High Council of Orion.
The 25th of January, 2014, channeled by Holly Hawkins Marwood, transcribed by Paul Marwood, the Council.
Greetings, dear ones. We are the High Council of Orion. It's a joy to connect with each and every one of you again today. It is our desire that each of you connect with the passion of who you are and what you are here to do and offer. Understanding always that what you have to offer and what you are here to do does not always need to look global and enormous and magnificent in the way that the world sees things now. As you connect with your passion and your truth, the effect of that energetically ripples out in ways that are far beyond the understanding of the world in terms of its structures that define success in your world today. We invite you to take time to find what inspires you, what excites you. What would be the thing that you could offer it to yourself, to the world, to the people around you in whatever way, on whatever scale that makes you feel like you've made a contribution? What can you do to begin offering that in every moment, in every day, first to yourself and then to others? There are so many on the planet who feel they're here for very big reason, and you are. We also encourage you to understand that your feeling of being here for a big mission and a big purpose does not mean that your name needs to be up in lights and that you've written many bestsellers and that you're on all the popular television shows. Your impact can be great by assisting one another, supporting one another, helping a family, helping an area of the world, helping people in your community in whatever way you feel inspired. For as you shift and change, the energy of each of those individuals lives, the energy of that rippling out is profound. We ask you not to underestimate what you would view as the small things that you do each day in terms of their impact. If you say, well, it wasn't significant. I just bought them a cup of coffee, or it wasn't significant. It's just what I do by smiling and saying positive things to people at my office. It's not that important, it's who I am. That's what you're here to do each and every day, to be the force of who you are. Nothing more, nothing less. As you act from the soul level force of who you are, your energetic impact on the world is profound. There are many in the world who are out there publicly doing great deeds and helping many. That is fantastic because that is aligned with their soul mission, but does that make them better than you because you're not out there in that way doing that? Absolutely not. What matters is your alignment to your soul level truth in the way that you are sharing it and improving yourself and connecting with your truth and living your paradigms into your reality, and then allowing that truth to resonate out from you as if you are a tuning fork of truth that vibrates out. As you know, with tuning forks, as they resonate out with their sound, everything around them begins to resonate that same way. As you begin to resonate your soul level truth, all those around get to connect with soul level truth as well. The change and transformation that is put into action from your resonance is not to be underestimated. This is about to tapping into that soul level truth of your authenticity, and as your authenticity and the clarity of who you are begins to vibrate more strongly, as you connect with it more strongly, all your actions, all your thoughts, all your deeds, all your words vibrate with that as the tuning fork vibrates. The entrainment that happens with that is profound. With that also, we encourage each and every one of you to begin to own your gifts. Own who you are and the beauty of the soul who you are at this time. Begin to give yourself the pats on the back. Be your own best cheerleader. See how you, as the tuning fork of your unique resonance, goes out and positively impacts all the people around you, in whatever way you are called in the moment. We encourage each and every one of you to see that sharing a book, a thought, a good word, a smile, a great idea, spending time with somebody, these are all huge acts of your soul's resonance. Cheer yourself along. Pat yourself on the back. Smile and feel proud of yourself. Feel the uniqueness of you vibrating out into the world as the unique tone in your tuning fork. Be blessed. We are the High Council of Orion.
Alright, very good. The affirmation for today is this one right here. All my words and actions determine who I am. I realize that I must love and respect myself before others will do for me. I love and respect myself. So let's go ahead and close our eyes, do the meditation. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take another deep breath. And exhale again. One more deep breath. And exhale. Now I want you to think of the words of this affirmation. All my words and actions determine who I am. I realize that I must love myself and respect myself before others will do for me. I love and respect myself. All my words and actions determine who I am. I realize that I must love and respect myself before others will do for me. I love and respect myself. Let's imagine ourselves walking along the path of life, feeling good about who we are, respecting all that we have done in our lives, realizing that we've learned many lessons through many challenges, and the person we've become now is the sum total of all that we have gone through. And just as we have gone through these changes, we realized how much we've evolved through the process of change. We think about the things that were important to us in the past and realize the things that are important to us now, and see how things have evolved and changed. We recognize that there is good in all beings upon this planet, and so we shine a light towards each and every individual, encouraging that goodness to come forward. So let's imagine as we walk through the world just being an example of the love and the light that we are, and allowing that love and light to go out, and as it affects others who pass by us, who come into our circle of influence, they change, because the light and the love that we send out, even though they don't see it, is enough to affect and change them in many ways. So just know, as you walk through the world, your presence is enough. So just imagine being in the world, sending out light and love as you walk through. And let's bring our conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1, coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And open your eyes. That's it, my friends. Thank you very much for being here today. Glad you could be here. Welcome back from the weekend. Hope you have a good week. I'll be back tomorrow with more news and information. Be safe. Have fun. Talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.